Ho ho ho! Welcome back to the channel, J.I. Colorist. My name is Jody and we are continuing on in our 12 Days of Christmas Advent coloring. We are using John Bigwood's A Million Christmas Cats. Mine is a Spanish edition, thus the name is not in English. We are doing this double page spread, which represents the 12 Days of Christmas carol. And today we are on day 4, so it is 4 calling birds. We are doing the background a little bit every time as well. So we started in day 1 with some tempera paint sticks. We've been adding a few different elements along the way. We are going to continue that, so you'll need to stay tuned to the very end to see what the page finally looks like when we're done. But let's zoom you down and we will get cracking on today, which is day 4. So here we are, all zoomed down. Now every day I have been using a different medium, and throughout the 12 days I probably will reuse a couple of them, but for today we are going to be selecting the Kuretake Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. I have the not a full set of them. I think I have 60 different ones and I've had them for years, so I'm not even sure that all of the same colors are still around, but I will give you the color. This is called Haze Blue and it's color 302, and I am going to use this. It has a flexible tip with actual bristles, and I'm going to do the background, and so it goes on a little bit darker and it will lighten up as it dries, so it may look okay. Not sure where we left off, but I am back. I was filming and I got a FaceTime video in the middle of that, so I am going to just do the entire background, and I am going kind of at a little bit of a slant and staying going in the same direction, and I'm just going to go about to his feet. Then I'm going to switch colors and I'm going to use number 91 Cool Gray 2, and I just want to do a little bit so like it looks like he's sitting on the ground, because otherwise he's kind of perched in midair. So that will dry, and if it's too streaky I'll come in with some ink and blend it like that, or some pencil, but at least the background is kind of done. Now I'm going to come in. I'll just zoom you out a little bit. I have these stickers and they're cute little cats, and I am going to place one right here. So this is day 4, so it's 4 calling birds or cats, and yet there's only one on there, so I just thought I would add 3 more little kitties, and I have put them right here in the corner. And I did the background first because this is kind of an off-white. It's not exactly and it does have an edge, but because it's such a light color, I thought it would blend in nicely. So there we go. That's all done. Now it does cover over a little bit of the cat here, so I'm going to take a craft knife and just go around a little bit so that we are still able to color the cat. Okay, so it's a little bit like washi stickers, and again I got these from not the Dollar Tree, but it's called the Dollarama, so I'm not sure if you have those stores, but it was just in the craft stationery aisle, and there was a bunch of different stickers. So I do try and use the items I bought, and I'm really happy with how that kind of looks. It's got a little bit of gold foil on him, but not much. We also have these really tiny gold paw prints and I might use those somewhere along the way as well. But now I'm going to, he is supposed to be a calling bird, so birds don't actually speak, they sing. So I thought I would put a few notes. So I'm going to use a black Langua, or this is a Mirandi one, but it's a black gel pen in the 0.6, and I'm just going to draw on there some notes similar to that. And I'm going to wait to draw those, so I'll keep this handy because I may need to smooth out the background first. So I always kind of jump ahead and do things, but let's leave the background alone for now and let's go ahead and color. And I'm going to slip some paper behind because I did not do that earlier. I am going to, and I'll zoom you out, use my 36 count of 4 Candies pencils. So these come in a case. I use these a lot. They're a waxy pencil. And okay, I'm not sure what happened, but my camera actually shut down. So I was discussing the 4 Candies pencils. I am going to be using 18, which is kind of a fleshy color, 53 and 56, which are both browns. These are mechanical pencils, and I'm just going to sharpen this one. So it comes with a sharpener, and you extend the lead, and then you just twist it and it sharpens. There's an itty bitty sharpening blade in there, and you can get it quite sharp. All the shavings fall down into the tube, so it's really a nice set for on the go, and it's super inexpensive, so that's kind of nice. So let's get going. I'm going to use the fleshy color just to do around his face, and I do have a white, so I can come back in and blend with that. What I'm going to do his paws and the inside of his ears. Then I'm going to use the lighter brown. And for the dark areas, these little patches here, I'll use the darkest brown. Or not the darkest brown, but the darker brown that I selected. I'm just going to blend this in. I do like to keep the cat's faces a little bit lighter, so I'm going to bring in the white and blend with that. That's Daisy making herself known. I'm going to bring in the darker brown. Comment below if you're a cat person or a dog person. I'm allergic to cats actually, so I don't spend a lot of time around them. I'm just going to put a little bit of darker brown. For these pencils, I like to put down a light layer first, and then I come back in with an additional layer. They're actually quite pigmented, and like I said, they're a waxy pencil, so they work well on in Lulu Mayo books, and I find the paper in this book quite similar. And I can also just lighten things up a little bit by adding the flesh color. And when you blend with a lighter color, it's helps keep your colors from getting too dark, because I am a person that layers a lot, and if you layer quite a bit, your colors can just keep getting darker and darker and darker. So I do come in and layer with a lighter pencil sometimes. So I'm just building up a little bit of, and I have completely forgot about his tail. That reminds me of the Matchstick Mouse books that we were doing for the Christmas. I kept forgetting a part of the mouse. So let me just make sure that there aren't any. There is a little bit of, I'm gonna get out my craft knife because I can color over that, but I would rather not. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay, so I got that little piece of paper removed there. I'm just gonna do a little bit on the top. And then I'm going to come in with the lighter color and do the very bottom. I could also use a yellow, but I do, once I've started using colors, I try to just stick to those ones to do blending and stuff. So he looks a little bit majestic, this guy, doesn't he? A little bit of shading in there. Now, final kind of coat of this. It is still taking more layers on this paper, so the paper seems to be pretty good. But these are waxy pencils, so okay. Now again, if you're concerned and you maybe don't have as much hand strength so that you don't like doing multiple layers, you can certainly do a little bit of burnishing with the Caran d'Ache Full Blender, or whichever blender pencil is your preferred one. Happy with my cat, and he's adorable, and these little ones here are very cute as well. Okay, let's smooth out the background. I'm going to just, I have a light blue, so it's number 39, so it's this one here. Gonna see how that goes, and I'm going to do it somewhere where it's not gonna make a big deal. So I'm just gonna, so I think that's a little bit too dark to do everywhere. So that means I'm gonna come, I did like day 2 we used some ink blending, so I might grab that. Day 3 we used the Mr. Pen highlighters, and day 1 we used pencils. So every day we've kind of been using a little bit, but there's too much there's definitely too much streaking here, so let me grab a little bit of ink and we'll do a little bit of blending. Okay, to smooth out the background, I'm going to use Tim Holtz Distressed Ink in Speckled Egg, and I'm going to use a very tiny blending brush, so I'm just going to ink it up a little bit. And I'm going to grab some Post-it note. I'm just going to mask off the edges. I'm using my finger to stop it from hitting. Not sure if that's making a difference. I also have this archival ink in Mermaid Lagoon, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that, and I'm going to do that because it's going to be a different color. I'm going to make it more of a cloud and see if that, just to test out the color, and actually that color is okay, so I'm just going to proceed. Okay, so that color seems to be a little bit better, so I'm going to come back here and I'm not pushing down on the brush, just doing very lightly, but I am not a ink blending expert. Now I'm just looking for any spots that are super white, and I'm gonna, like, there's a spot right there by his head. I would like to get rid of that, so there we go. So I'm just gonna mask off a few spots. I could also come in with a pencil to do that, but I've got the ink out, so I'm not adding any more ink. I'm just now pushing a little bit harder and just trying to get rid of a few of the whites of the paper. Okay, that's good enough. We're going to leave that like that. I am going to cap these all off. If you do not have a Lango gel pen, I would use just a micron pen. That would also work, and it probably would actually smear less. So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to leave it dry. So I am going to put some notes. Okay, we're gonna and I'm just going to put it over on the side where he is singing. And I thought about putting some expression marks like that coming out, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave it because I think less is more. And I'm also going to come in with the same gel pen that I've been using, and I kept that aside. Okay, since I'm going to be leaving this page for a few minutes, I'm going to come in with my Stardust Jelly Roll that I have been using and put my triangle dots. I'm going to go right over that spot that was giving me a little bit of grief. There we go. We're going to leave that dry, and I will also do the number there. Actually, I'm going to leave the number until I have figured out what I want to do with the scarf. So we'll let that dry and I'll be back. Okay, let's finish off the scarf. I have grabbed a few more Zig Clean Color Real Brush Pens. I have number 20, which is red, and number 42, which is turquoise green. And this over here was red as well. We've got a little bit of red down here on the sticker, so that's why I selected red. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the number 4. I also have the Jelly Roll Stardust in the blue, and I thought that we could use that as some of the accents on the scarf. I think I'm going to go with the turquoise green for this area, kind of the background. I think that's all the pieces. I'm going to do these areas in the red. We'll show you the back of this page once I am completed, to show you that none of these items are bleeding through. Okay, so that's the red. Now we do have this color here, and I thought, but I don't think that's going to be enough contrast, so I think I am going to grab a yellow. I've got a couple of different yellows. So there's that one. This one is more fluorescent. Oh, good grief. It is fluorescent yellow. Okay, so not that one, but we'll go with this lemon yellow, which is number 51. Now, if you're worried about bleed through, then you could also have used the yellow Four Candies pencil. All right, that is our cat. I do think that the sticker here is awfully cute, and I like that there's some notes coming out from there. Let me zoom you out and we'll look at our full 4-day spread so far. All right, here we are all zoomed out, and this is how our page is looking. Just a quick recap: we used the Stardust Jelly Roll, we used Four Candies mechanical pencils, some Zig Clean Color Real brush pens, a black Lango gel pen, and a couple of Ranger archival inks, and a small blending brush. So that is what we did for today. So today was 4 calling birds, then we had 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. We are coming along. We have finished the first row, so we are 1/3 of the way through our 12 days of Christmas. I hope you had fun today. Just a little bit of relaxing coloring, nothing too strenuous. I think that all 4 of them look cute, and I look forward to seeing the 5 golden rings on day 5, which will be in 2 days' time. We are doing this every other day. I hope you were coloring along either in your own book or just in a coloring book of your choice. I will see you in a couple of days. Until then, take care and happy coloring. Bye-bye, everyone.